On page 26, we are looking at percent increase or decrease. So we're looking at the changes in value or weight in this case. Anytime there is a change in something, you can calculate the percentage of change. And this is a skill that you will need in nursing school. This is one of the things that is included in the dosage math class that we're going to do. So I want to show you first of all the process. We need to anchor this process down. You really just have to memorize this process. So the first thing you do in these types of problems is to find the difference. And I'm going to show you exactly what I mean there. Let's just write the steps down and then we'll apply those. Then the second thing you're going to need to do is set up a proportion of always percent over 100. Okay. Equals the difference over the original. Okay. So this first example says the value of a painting rises from $120,000 to $192,000. Work out the percentage of increase in the value of the painting. So the first thing I'm going to do before I start the solving process is to make sure I know which of those is the original and which of those is the new value. So the first value of the painting was this number. The second value, the newest value, was this number. So we need to make sure we know the difference between those. And then we want to calculate the mathematical difference between the two. So we're going to say 192,000 minus 120,000 is going to be a difference of 72,000. And then as soon as you know that difference, you can bring it right on down into the proportion. It's going to come right down here. 72,000. Your 100's built in. And the original was 120. Always put the original on the bottom. That's the 100%. So you will multiply those two. That's 72 times 1 with 5 zeros. Put the 120 under there to divide. And I'm going to cancel some zeros. Can't cancel that 0, so I'll bring it over. And then 12 into 72 is 60. So the value of that painting increased 60%. It's a pretty substantial increase in value. Okay, the one at the bottom, this is a good question for nurses. This is one of these is on the dosage math final test, I think, something very similar. Peter's weight decreases from 80 kilograms to 64 kilograms. And you want to check the units to make sure they match. They do, but you always want to check that. So maybe when Peter came into the hospital, he weighed 80 kilograms. And when he was released from the hospital, his new weight was 64 kilograms. So we need to find the difference here. 80 minus 64, that's going to be a pretty substantial weight loss, 16 kilograms. There is 2.2 pounds to a kilogram, so we're talking about 35 pounds or so, pretty significant weight loss. They want us to calculate the percentage of his weight change. So we're going to set up the proportion where we know to put 16, that's the difference, over the original. Put your 100 over here if you want to do it that way. So you have 16 times 100, and we're going to divide it by 80. I can't cancel that 0, so I'm just going to bring it over here, or you can use the calculator. That is a 20% decrease in weight. All right, so those are both examples of percent increase and decrease. You must know this anchor formula to be able to solve that. You don't have to use a proportion, but you will have to put difference over original always.